The goalie who was in cage for the inaugural Savanah Ghost Pirates game, Jordan Papirny, joins us today as we talk about the new ECHL Golden Knights affiliate and the season so far.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Our guest today, Savanah Ghost Pirates goalie Jordan Papirny, and he's joining us today from the rink right there, or the barn. I don't call it the barn. From the rink there in Fort Wayne, and a couple of games coming up on Friday and Saturday for the brand new VGK affiliate, the Savanah Ghost Pirates. Jordan, what was it like to play in the first game ever for the Ghost Pirates in Greenville against the Swamp Rabbits? What was it like playing for this new franchise?
Oh, it's super cool. We're kind of all talking about it before the game. Just, this is going to be kind of something that we get to always have, and we get to be the first players to ever suit up for the Savanah Ghost Pirates. So it was definitely talked about, and once the puck dropped, we kind of just forgot all about that and just played the game the way we always have. So definitely a really cool feeling, though, for sure.
Talk to me about the hockey community down there as far as youth rinks, as far as youth programs. Just what's the vibe like? And I guess what role do the Ghost Pirates now play in that?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. We honestly, from what I've kind of heard and talked to people, not a lot of people are super familiar with hockey or like have community rinks and stuff like that. But the fans seem so interested and so passionate already. Like we already had lots of meet and greets and stuff with fans, and there's lots of people showing up wearing the merch and everything. So super cool. Yeah, I honestly really enjoyed it so far. I think we'll have a big impact on minor hockey and everything moving forward for sure.
It takes a tiny bit of time, but just like thinking about Vegas, my son's heavily involved. Just kind of, he's 8 years old. My daughter was playing some hockey too, so I'm experiencing firsthand. We basically went from 4 sheets of ice to 8 sheets of ice in the valley, and then now, and that's not even including the professional rinks and stuff. We have plans for another even 2 or 3 sheets of ice going down in the next year and a half as well. So the growth is amazing for what VGK has done for the local Vegas community. And I'm certainly excited to see how it grows down there and what the role is for you guys.
Absolutely. I agree. I think it's going to bring nothing but positive impact to hockey to that part of Georgia. And, hopefully it just flourishes.
Jordan Papirny is with us. He is the goaltender for the Savanah Ghost Pirates. This is not, Jordan, your ordinary expansion franchise in the ECHL. I think I saw, because I watched the opener, something like 10 players that are currently under AHL or NHL contracts. They want to win. They want to win now. And a lot of familiar faces down there with you. Daniel D'Amato, I know he scored the winner in the opener. Patrick Gay has a couple of goals so far, the first round, or the 155th pick, I should say, somewhere around there in the draft. Where's Isaiah Seville too? That's another player that's down there with you, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he's here.
Is it good to? I haven't seen him on the roster. Is he playing? Is he working out with you guys, or where's he at?
Yeah, he's training, everything like that. I've been skating. He didn't make the trip, but he's just back in Savannah with some of the guys skating right now. So he's down here with us, and he's awesome. We have a really good relationship. I got to meet him last year when I was down in Henderson for a little bit, and I like Savvy a lot. He's a great guy. He's a tremendous goalie, and he's a good guy to have around for sure.
So, like hockey players, forgive me here, but it's you said Savvy right there. They kind of toss the I on the nickname. Is it a Pappy for you then, or what's the vibe for you? Do you have a nickname?
Honestly, Paps is usually what guys call me, but I mean, you can put any variety on it. Like it's kind of just funny. Guys just roll with whatever. So That's the fun part about hockey, I guess, is the names. I like it. It's fun.
But are there any nicknames that you can't talk about for some of the players? Like, because all of these are pretty clean, okay? They're all clean. And there's got to be something else going on, behind locked doors. There has to be, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, guys obviously have some inside jokes or stuff with each other about, random things that could have happened. I don't know anything off the top of my head, but yeah, there's guys always have some
Keeping in the locker room, I
quirky
like it. Keep it in the
names
locker
going
room.
on and that sort of thing. So it's good. And I mean, the unique part about this team, like you said, being an expansion team, I mean, nobody really knew each other coming here, right? Like it was kind of just a fresh start for everyone. And minus I guess the guys coming in from Henderson and Vegas kind of have some familiarity, but yeah, we definitely had to kind of start from scratch a little bit and create a little bit of culture and that sort of thing. So that's definitely been a really unique part. That's kind of cool to be a part of.
You mentioned obviously your time in Henderson. Talk about your experience being in Las Vegas. I'm sure you were probably at lifeguard and maybe the Dower Lone Star, depending on where you were doing your skates in the City National. So just talk about your impressions of Vegas, the ice, and maybe some things you did outside of hockey during your time here.
Yeah, it's honestly a beautiful place to play. I mean, you can't really get a better spot than that. And as far as the organization, the rink and everything, everyone's been unbelievable. I have a little bit of familiarity with the coaching staff in Henderson with Manny, Huey, and Freddie. I've known them for a little bit now. So that's kind of nice having some familiar faces around. And then I knew a couple guys last year going into it. So again, that always helps. But yeah, I can't speak enough positive things about my experience last year. Everyone was great. Yeah, the city is awesome. I didn't really get up to a whole lot, really. I just kind of was hanging out in the hotel room and just working hard and then resting and getting ready for the next day. So there wasn't really too much excitement going on for me.
Probably
Jordan,
the safer option.
Jordan, didn't you honeymoon in Las Vegas? And congratulations on your marriage.
Yeah, I love the city of Las Vegas. I'm not really like a big drinker or anything like that, but I love just the atmosphere of just walking down the strip and all the shopping and different food you can eat and just being around lots of people like that. That's kind of my setting. So I really enjoyed it. Me and my wife we would sit by the pool all day and then go shopping and grab some nice dinners and see some shows. So that's definitely my kind of style, and I really like that city a lot.
Okay, let's take a break. We'll be back with more with Jordan Papirny, the goaltender for the Savanah Ghost Pirates, right after this on Locked On Golden Knights. BetOnline.net is your number one source for all your football betting needs and information this season. Find all the latest player developments, team matchups, news, podcasts, and in-depth articles and analysis on every game that you can find. And as always, BetOnline remains your continued source for all of your sports wagering information with live betting, up-to-the-minute scores for every sport that is out there. The fastest and easiest way to check in on all of your favorite games and events, including Major League Baseball with the World Series coming up, MMA, NHL, boxing, and golf. Head to betonline.net. Use your mobile device today to learn more. BetOnline, where the game starts. Welcome back to Locked On Golden Knights. Thanks for making us your first listen each and every day. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick in Las Vegas. And goaltender Jordan Papirny is in Fort Wayne. He plays for the Savanah Ghost Pirates. Jordan, is a lot of the travel now in the ECHL, is that going to be by bus? And how did you wind up in Fort Wayne? How did you travel there?
So we flew here on Wednesday, but most of our trips, I think, moving forward will all be bus. I mean, if 6 hours, I mean, isn't terrible. Like it doesn't sound fun, I guess, but it's definitely doable on the bus. So everything in and around Savannah is going to be a bus, and then obviously here it's a little bit out of the 6 hour window. So we flew here, and I think we're going to be flying to Allen later in the season, but everything else will be on the bus. Yeah.
Something I've always wondered about NHL to AHL, then AHL to ECHL is what is the relationships as far as the systems of the respective team goes? So Bruce Cassidy is the VGK coach. Obviously, there's a certain way the Golden Knights play. there's a certain way the Silver Knights play, and then obviously the Ghost Pirates have their way. Is there a synergy that's created? Are the coaching staff preparing you for what may happen if you do make it up to the Silver Knights, and obviously if you make the big jump someday, or is it just kind of they're preparing you for whatever comes? Talk to me about that process, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously want to keep everything pretty close in line because, you know, when guys get called up, it's not a complete 180 and learning some new stuff. But, you know, for us down here, I think it's about development first. And, you know, having so many of these guys on the Henderson deals and on NHL deals. And it's all about the development and, you know, creating those habits that they can instill in guys that when they get up to that level, they can just do without thinking. And I think that's the beauty of this league is there's so many great players that are here to develop and work on their craft. And, you know, as far as goalies, I think, you know, almost every team has a goalie on either an AHL or an NHL deal. So as far as a goalie, I think it's a great place to be and lots of development going on for sure.
When you're, oh, sorry,
Go
Tony,
ahead.
one more just to follow that up really fast. My apologies for cutting you off there. But like when you're doing video sessions and reviews and stuff like that, are they putting on footage of the Silver Knights and the Golden Knights and saying, hey, do this? Or like how does that work?
Yeah, typically now we watch a lot of our stuff. We've played enough games, 2 preseason and 2 regular seasons. So we'll be watching a lot of our clips and then obviously doing a good pre-scout on whoever we're playing. You know, during camp was a lot of NHL or AHL clips and just kind of reiterating the points that we want to see and seeing it done properly. So that way when we hit the ice, you guys have seen it and kind of know what to do. But yeah, I think those are awesome tools to have in the video now is incredible. I mean, the resources that we have as players to pretty much watch any league in the world to watch players is incredible. So I definitely utilize it a lot. I love the video, obviously not the systems stuff that we're talking about, but nonetheless, it's a great tool for sure.
Jordan Papirny is with us, Savanah Ghost Pirates goaltender. You were one of 8 goalies, right? That was invited to VGK camp. Is that right? Yeah.
Correct,
And
Jack.
so Bruce Cassidy, his system, and we're seeing it at work now. It's a work in progress, so to speak, but we're seeing it really starting to take shape. And correct me if I'm wrong here, but isn't his system one in which the defensemen help out the goaltender so that the goaltender doesn't feel as much pressure?
Sort of. I think you know, the main point for me is there's kind of ends up being a 2-on-2 at the net front a lot of the time, and your D-men are kind of just doing a lot of boxing out and fronting pucks, and instead of kind of chasing up the ice and getting lost to the top of the circles or out to the far blue line, the D-men are usually pretty tight around the net, which is good to have. And then it just opens up the dialogue of talking to them and you know, communicating if I can see the puck, if I can't see the puck. So I think it's a great system. I think there's a reason for it. And so far, everything looks good up in the big leagues. So, yeah.
It's definitely an exciting time right now. So kind of going back to the Henderson and VGK vibe, what is the exposure down there? Are the fans of the Ghost Pirates, are they aware of the Vegas Golden Knights? Are they aware of the Henderson Silver Knights? Are there like any of the logos down there? What talk through that process right now, I guess.
Yeah, I think during the offseason when the affiliation got announced, it was a really big event, and they definitely want to press the Vegas Golden Knights and Henderson Silver Knights and all that stuff. And I think we do have a couple logos at end market in our arena on the boards, just to emphasize that. And I mean, yeah, it's an awesome partnership. I think a great organization and all that. And I think it'll maybe draw in some hockey fans from Savannah to tune into some Vegas Golden Knight games for sure.
Yeah, you had one season, I guess you won 44 games in a season. We noticed that your save percentage keeps going up each and every year. You continue to play really well. And I think, again, it's a matter of getting that opportunity, right? We saw what happened with Logan Thompson and how things materialized. And now he's the #1 goalie right here in Vegas for the VGK. You don't have any goalie goals, but you do have 7 assists. Is that right? Including 5 in one season? Did you come close?
Yeah.
Did you come close to an empty netter or anything like that?
I never tried an empty netter till my last year of school at Nate. I tried and it got knocked down, unfortunately. But the assists, actually, it makes me sound like a way more skilled goalie than I actually am, because our power play was set up in Brandon. We had Ivan Provorov and Nolan Patrick. So they would dump the puck down, I would set it up, and Patty and Provy would swing back, and Provy would pick it up after I touched it, and Patty would just get speed down the right side, and he would hit him, and he would catch D-men flat-footed all the time and go in on, honestly, like a breakaway. And I'm going to say like 4 of the 5 of those were just purely setting the puck behind the net for Provy to grab and pass to Patty and go in and score. So I could definitely thank those two for that.
I got a funny response. I was down the game after Aiden Hill won his first regular season home start with the Vegas Golden Knights, and he took a shot. He actually did take a shot. He kind of flubbed it, and unfortunately, he got himself out of position, and Winnipeg almost scored a goal. And I got to ask him after the game about it, and he said that was one of his first attempts, and never had one before. He plans on getting one. That his words. I let him into that, but his words, he plans on getting one. So.
Yeah.
Question to you, Jordan, do you plan on getting one? And more importantly, what would the celly be? Would you race up the bench, or would you sit there? Are you going to do the McDavid, go down to one knee? Talk to me about your celly. Feel free to show it too if you're able.
You know what? I have
go run on the ice right now and show.
Yeah, I'll set the camera up and I'll go do the celly. No, I think there's definitely a time and place for it. You know, I'd be lying if I said I haven't practiced it in practice when you're by yourself out there behind the net ripping pucks. The curve I use kind of hinders me to get the puck up that high. So I think the perfect scenario, I would have to somehow get the puck on like a dump in on the net where I could at least take a step forward and try to elevate it from back behind the net. It's a little difficult for me. As far as the celly, I don't know. I think I would just kind of roll with whatever. If we were at home, I would maybe jump into the glass. Like, I think that would be kind of cool. Like, I don't know if I'd probably get forced into the flyby too. I don't know.
Yes.
But who knows? We'll just kind of see if that ever happens, then I'll probably end up just winging it.
Tag us when you get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, make sure. We'll be back with more in a moment with Jordan Papirny, the goaltender for the Savanah Ghost Pirates. You're listening and watching Locked On Golden Knights. Welcome back to Locked On Golden Knights. Tony Cardasco, Chris Golick in Las Vegas, and joining us. We really thank you so much for being with us from Fort Wayne, Indiana, where his team is set to take on the Comets. The former ECHL affiliate of VGK is Jordan Papirny, the goaltender for the Savanah Ghost Pirates. And so Savanah it's one of the country's most haunted cities. So have you gone on one of those tours yet? This might be something that you might want to plan out for Halloween or something. Have you gone?
You know what? It's actually funny. I didn't know that was a thing. And me and my wife, we actually watch a lot of like haunted, like investigation stuff and like
not on the honeymoon
stuff.
though. Not on the honeymoon in Las Vegas.
No.
Sure.
And so I actually really like that stuff. I think it's cool. I didn't even know about that till I got here, guys. We were talking about a lot of the history here and how there's a lot of haunted places and tours and stuff that they offer. So I definitely want to try to give it a go. Maybe set something up. I know when my wife gets down, we might have to try to go on some tours or see some stuff. But it would be really cool. I think that's a really unique part about the history in Savannah.
I'm definitely digging the vibe of everything. From the jerseys, just it's different. That's not traditional. I'm a big fan of just shaking things up like that. So I certainly love the vibe and everything. And Vegas, if you've ever had a chance taking a game, it's a little bit different. We're not an original Six City. The entertainment is pretty crazy. And I feel like, I don't know if you had a chance to check this out or not, but I feel like the Ghost Pirates took a page out of something VGK would do. When one of their jersey unveils, they launched the mascot out of a plane and he skydived. He skydived to the jersey. So talk to me about like once you guys have your home opener, what's the experience going to be like? Is there going to be like a crazy intro? And like, are you in the know of any stuff like that? Or just what are you expecting once you get to start playing at the home barn, Tony, at the home barn?
Yeah, you know what? I don't know. I mean, that skydiving incident was crazy. Like, I thought that was so above and beyond, but it's really cool. I think it got a lot of people engaged and excited about getting a jersey, and was definitely a unique way to do it. So As far as the home opener, I don't know what we got planned. I know a lot of the guys here. Cristiano is the guy that, is kind of our main point of contact. He deals with a lot of that stuff. And, he's so crafty at what he does. He does an unbelievable job at everything. And I think he's got some stuff up his sleeve, probably that'll be pretty exciting to see. So don't miss out.
Jordan Papirny is with us. What did they tell you that you have to improve on to make it up to that next level?
Yeah, so obviously I spent a lot of time chatting with Freddie Brathwaite. He's kind of been a guy I've leaned on a little bit to use as a resource. And for myself, it's obviously about just picking up the pro timing a little bit better, and picking up those releases and reading the play. Everything happens so much more crisp and faster. And it doesn't have to be a perfect pass for a guy to hit a one-timer. Guys pick up pucks in their feet and get it off quick. So for me, that amplifies my skating and strength, and just getting stronger and faster in the net. And those are kind of some of the things I'm working on. And then obviously the flexibility, mobility, all of that stuff is kind of emphasized every day. So definitely a lot of things to work on moving forward, but I'm not going to be reinventing the wheel or anything like that.
A huge shout out to Freddie. You mentioned Freddie a couple times. He was nice enough, actually, down in Tucson. Me and my family traveled for an AHL Silver Knights game, and he was kind of, we somehow were sitting right in front of like the scratches and Freddie and stuff. So we were gabbing throughout the game, and he was nice enough to take me and my family down like between the second and third and get some high fives from the players and stuff. Had a real remarkable experience. So just super high on Freddie and everything. Where I'm going now, I guess, my kid. Okay, my kid is in the learn to the play program stuff here in Vegas.
But you won't let him play goalie.
That's where we're going, Tony. That's where we're going here. That's where we're going. You. No, so there's a practice, right? And we're looking for our kid, and like, where is he? What's he doing? I see him sitting in the penalty box as the players are getting a little skating and stuff, and
just like his dad.
Yeah, right. I put him in the box. I'm the ref, Tony. I'm the ref. We'll get that in a second here. But where I'm going with this is I'm watching my kids suit up in goalie equipment, and me and my wife are looking at each other like, I wasn't comfortable. I didn't dig it a bit. I'm not too comfortable with him wanting to be a goalie. I have not, full disclosure, I haven't let him put the pads on since. So, Peps, ease my mind. Ease my mind about being a nervous father when his kid wants to play goalie.
Well, I'll tell you this. As far as the physicality and everything like that, you're being a goalie, you're probably in the best spot. You never have to worry about throwing the mitts or anything like that. I mean, it's such a unique position, man. I think it's really cool. I always, I do a lot of teaching in goalie camps around the city of Edmonton, and I love teaching the young kids, and they just get really excited about it. And they, they look up to, the Carey Prices and all those, Marc-Andre Fleury, all those guys. And, it's awesome to see. And I just love the position. I think there's no better feeling than just making a huge save on the other team. And, the play stops and everyone's kind of like, holy man, and your team's kind of buzzing and everything. It's unreal. I mean, obviously I haven't been a player to score a goal and experience that feeling, but I wouldn't have it any other way. So, I mean, I think the look you'll see on your son's face after he makes like a big windmill glove save or something might change your heart a little bit, but it is expensive, and it's definitely a lot of pressure on the goalies and the parents, unfortunately, but I'm sure it'll all work out for you guys.
Did you have a new special mask designed? Because you could have a lot of fun with a new mask there in Savanah. And then do you have a new kit as well? And those white warm-up pads that you had, those goaltending pads that you were wearing, those things are scuffed, man.
Yeah, I guess I've been making. Are you saying I'm making a lot of saves? Is that
you're making a lot of saves or taking a lot of sticks in the pads, whatever? Yeah, they're scuffed. They've been used.
They're pretty used already. I have nothing in the works right now. I ordered my gear at the start of the year, and just kind of did all the silver stuff. Did a really nice mask with Dave Art. He's a kind of big painter in the hockey world, and he did an awesome job. So I was excited about that. And then the gear is pretty simple, white and a little bit of silver on the inside, and nothing too crazy. But man, that green you could have some fun with, like kind of do like an all black set with maybe a little green in there or something like that. You definitely have some fun for sure.
Definitely seeing some like metallic reflective green and stuff like that. All right, so we mentioned a second ago. I told you actually I ref a lot of beer league out here, a few levels below what you're used to, of course. But where I'm going with this is as far as interactions with officials. What do you like with the ref? What do you not like? Is there anything semi PG-13 you can share as far as an interaction with a ref or something fun? What do you like to see when you're back there in net and your interactions with a ref besides a quick whistle?
Yeah, I mean, I keep it pretty loose with the refs. I like to have a good relationship with them, whether the game is not in our favor or in our favor. Like, I feel for the guys because it's one of those I call it a position, I guess, or one of those things that you kind of are damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, right? Like, it's so tough, and you have to make calls in split seconds. So I always feel really bad for them, and might have a little bit of a soft spot for the officials. So I always try to keep them on my good side. I don't really have any funny interactions or anything like that. I mean, yeah, I like to keep it loose, ask them how they're going. I usually will always ask their first name or something like that, so I'm not calling them ref or stripes or anything like that.
I like that. We have names,
a little
folks.
bit,
We have names.
yeah, exactly, a little bit more personable. And I mean, you just never know if you maybe from being nice to a ref or something that you might get the benefit of the doubt just that one time. So you never know.
Hey, Jordan, what was the experience like playing for the Brandon Wheat Kings? And I think you won a title with them, right? If I'm not
Correct. Yeah.
mistaken. Yeah. What was that experience like there?
Oh, it was awesome. I'm from Edmonton, and I was drafted to the Brandon Wheat Kings, and so I wasn't really sure what to expect, being from a big city and having to go to all the way out to Brandon, which at the time was the furthest east team in the Western League. So it was definitely new. I got there right away, and it was unbelievable. The fans, the city was super cool. Such a great place to play hockey. They're so passionate about the Wheat Kings, and I got to meet Kelly McCrimmon there. He was the GM that drafted me, and then turned into my head coach my first year, which would have been when I was 17. And I have nothing but great things to say about him. Really good hockey mind, awesome coach. He helped develop a lot of great players that came through that organization, and ultimately we ended up winning a championship with that group. So it was really special.
Something like that I really don't think a lot about. You mentioned going back to when we were chatting about the goalie goal, but you mentioned the curvature of your stick. I'm sure like player sticks, the curves can be a bit different. The toes could be a little bit different. Why do you use that type of a stick that maybe doesn't allow you to play the puck as well as you'd want? Can you still pass like to the blue line, like a quick outlet pass, or is it something that helps with the saves? Maybe talk me. I find it interesting. Talk me through that.
Yeah, so it's actually funny. My first year in Brandon, I ordered this. It was kind of like a P92, which is like the big curve on a goalie stick.
The coffee curve nowadays. The coffee curve.
It was a hook, and I got on my goalie stick, and I was like, I'm gonna be zipping the puck around. And I remember like my first game, a puck came in, and I had to do a hard backhand, and I couldn't even elevate the puck at all. Yeah, I was like, hey, this isn't gonna work. So I had to finish kind of that batch out, and then I went to a little bit more of a flatter blade, just a little bit of a wedge almost. It kind of looks like a 4-iron almost, right? And I love it. I feel like I can elevate the puck. I wouldn't get a curve based on if I can score goals. I never need to elevate the puck that high anyways. So I kind of just use it's just a little bit of a wedge on it, and I feel like I can keep passes down. I can hit a perfect saucer pass, keep it however high off the ice. And so I've just used that for quite a while and just became accustomed to it.
I've got a technical question for you. Jordan Papirny is with us, the goaltender for the Savanah Ghost Pirates. I wanted to ask you, should goaltenders be allowed to play the puck outside of the trapezoid? And is there a lot of discussion about that?
I mean, obviously, I think when that rule came in, there was a lot of discussion. I think now it's kind of died down. I mean, being a guy, I do like to play the puck a lot, so I think it would definitely benefit my game. I do see why it's there. I mean, teams are strategic about where they dump the puck so that they can, get on the forecheck, create opportunities in the zone, and not just have the goalie come out, whack it down, and pass it to the D-man, and it's out, right? Goalies were getting so efficient at just being a sixth guy back there. And So I would say, would I like to be gone? Absolutely. I understand why it's there, so I just kind of roll with it and try to not find my way outside of that.
Yeah, I think the reason it was there was basically for protection on the icings and stuff when the players used to have to tag up on it, which now at the NHL and AHL level, that's not there anymore. So I'm with you. I would rather see the goalies play it now that rule's been changed, but I get both sides of it. Safety always first. So speaking of anything but safety, favorite hockey chirp, best chirp that you've either given or someone's hit you with. Is there one that stands out to you?
You know what? I don't
Sorry.
like to chirp really that much. You kind of put me on the spot there. I don't like to chirp a lot. I'm usually, honestly, like, I'm in the paint. I can't battle. I can't, you know what I mean? I find if it's different if you're a forward, you're out there, you're hitting guys, you're trying to take pucks from guys, and it's maybe a little different because there's that physical aspect, but I'm in the paint. Like, I don't chirp guys.
What about the stare down? You stare him down after like a big windmill at least or something?
Yeah. I kind of like to keep it to myself, and if guys want to chat, I'll chat for sure. As far as chirps, honestly, nothing really comes to mind. Guys honestly don't really say a lot, even at school. Guys are pretty reserved, and you'll get the occasional like, "You suck," and that sort of. Yeah, I had one guy. It was my last year at school at Nate, and I came out to play the puck and just fumbled it, and it ended up like a big scoring chance, and I had to scramble back and ended up making the save. And the guy goes, I was having a good year or whatever, and the guy goes, "Aren't you supposed to be good?" or something like that, like trying to chirp me. And I was like, "You're the one who said it, not me." Right? And I just like, I don't know. That's pretty much the only stuff you get is like, "You suck" or stuff like that. No one's had anything crafty on me. So,
Hey, what about this addiction to this beverage, bubbly?
Oh, he got it, Tony. I wasn't going to go there. Tony decided to go there.
What is up with this addiction? We need to get you a sponsorship, brother.
man, I would love a bubbly sponsorship at some point in my near future if that could happen. Holy man. I don't even know. Me and my wife just started getting it from the grocery store in the summers. It's just like a sparkling beverage. And then it just became like, they're no sugar or anything like that. They're naturally flavored or whatever. So, and then it just became like you'd have one, and then you look at the end of the day and you have like seven cans on the side, and it's like, holy man. So we actually ended up buying one of those like sparkling water, Soda Stream or whatever they're called. Soda
Makers.
Yeah, we're not buying like 4 flats of them a week, so that definitely helps a little bit. But they're really good. I crush those things, like it's going out of style.
I was looking for some on the side of my desk. I usually have a few of them in my workspace here, but I was going to cheers you, but I don't have any. So
yeah.
in the ECHL, there's going to be. You talked about dropping this. There's going to be. There was a fight, I think, in the first game, right? There's a lot of fights in the ECHL. I mean,
I want to bet the yes on that one.
Have you been in a goalie fight? You're just too nice, man. I would guess no, right? Chris, you're the betting man. What do you think? Do you think he's ever been in a goalie fight?
Yes.
Okay. Your answer, please.
I've never been in a goalie fight, but I've been challenged. We were playing the Oil Kings at home, and Peyton Lee was their goalie. I actually know him fairly well. We were roommates through like Team Pacific and that sort of thing.
I love hockey. Roommate challenge me to a fight. I love it. I love it.
Well, the problem is he's like jacked. Like this guy he's like a big fitness guy, big outdoorsman. Like he's really fit. And anyways, there was like a little bit of a line brawl, and he skated out to the blue line. And I'm obviously like, I'm 165 pounds on a good day. Like I'm not the biggest guy. And I look down and he's at the blue line, and I just looked the other way. I was like, don't look down there. Like I do not want to go. Contact. Like, this guy is gonna beat the wheels off me in my own building. I just like, no thanks. And then I ended up talking to him after, and I just said, hey man, like, not gonna happen. But awesome. Yeah, no plans in my future to get in a scrap.
Yeah, I love hockey too. You beat the snot out of each other, then you go have a beer. Right?
Bubbly.
Yeah.
Well, Jordan, exactly. Man, we appreciate your time, man. Best of luck there in Fort Wayne and throughout the rest of this season. And it is a very fun franchise. And you have to give us a report on the haunted tour there in Savannah, because we're kind of curious about that too. And keep up the bubbly, I guess. Cheers, right? Thanks
Yeah,
for joining
a lot,
us.
guys.
All right,
Appreciate
Jordan
having
Papirny has been our guest, the goaltender for the Savanah Ghost Pirates, for my man, Chris Golick. I'm Tony Cardasco from Las Vegas. We thank you all.